I'm going to recommend to the board that you be turned out into the street.
Now, good day, Dr. Brewster. I said good day. Hey guys, today on What to Watch Before You Die, it's the giggle-inducing charm of Tootsie.
Michael, you're not going to raise 25 cents. No one will hire you.
Oh, yeah?
Dustin Hoffman stars as Michael Dorsey, an out-of-work actor that can't get a job to save his life because he's just way too precious when it comes to his own vision.
I can't even send you up for a commercial. You played a tomato for 30 seconds. They went a half a day over schedule because you wouldn't sit down.
Yes, it wasn't logical.
You were a tomato!
So in order to land a job that'll at least pay the bills, he reinvents himself into Dorothy Michaels. This ridiculousness. Here's what I watch.
Well, I really think of you all as my daughters, and what kind of mother would I be if I didn't give my girls tips? It's tips.
Firstly, we have to start off with the incredible talent that is Dustin Hoffman. The movie begins with Hoffman playing somewhat himself as the chameleon actor that he is, as he auditions for part after part, totally losing himself in whatever character he's portraying.
Mom! Dad! Uncle Pete, come quick! Something's wrong with Biscuit! I think he's dead!
We're looking for someone a little younger.
His comedic timing is impeccable. He's charming, witty, and just so much fun to watch. But according to his AFI interview in 2013, Hoffman never saw Tootsie as a comedy.
And I said, because I think I'm an interesting woman when I look at myself on screen. And I know that if I met myself at a party, I would never talk to that character because she doesn't fulfill physically the demands that we're brought up to think women have to have in order for us to ask them out. She says, "What are you saying?" And I said, there's too many interesting women I have not had the experience to know in this life because I have been brainwashed.
Almost brings me to tears every time I see that clip. As the director and one of the producers and stars of Tootsie, Sydney Pollack never let go of the initial theme he wanted to portray. Man becomes a woman and as a result, learns to be a better man. Michael starts off as the typical guy, ignoring and rejecting his girlfriend while always looking for something better. But after becoming Dorothy, he's suddenly much more conscious of his actions and their consequences. Tootsie was the first mainstream quote-unquote feminist film to bank at the box office. And while there's still some question as to whether or not the film really made waves in the public's view of sex roles during the 1980s, the movie definitely brought notions of increased tolerance to wider audiences.
I don't like the way he condescends to me either. Calls me sweetheart, calls me honey, doesn't even know my name. I'm telling you, if I didn't have the dress on, I would have kicked his arrogant ass.
Hoffman even became an honorary member of the New York branch of Women in Film 10 days before the movie premiered. It was in fact Hoffman himself who refused to do the movie unless makeup artists could fully transform him into a woman, to the degree that audiences wouldn't have to suspend their disbelief. And when walking down the streets of New York, no one would even question him. And that happened. Primary makeup artist Alan Weisinger was constantly caking on foundation to cover Hoffman's beard and reapplying lips so that his face was super tight, so often that Hoffman's skin was breaking out, getting rashes, and actually hurting for much of the production. He had to constantly shave everything: his legs, his beard, his arms, his chest, and even the backs of his knuckles. I mean, hello, this is the kind of stuff that girls do all the time. NBD. Right? No. No big deal. You get it that it's a joke. Yeah. Right, okay. I don't actually shave my chest. Glasses helped to disguise Hoffman's manly features, but then lighting against their reflection became a huge issue. That's why there's nothing in these. Not to mention how dim the entire set had to be. Hoffman had to be lit flatly, and that made it really difficult for him to move around the room. Outdoor settings were nearly impossible.
If I could impart that experience to other women like me...
You gotta listen to me, Michael. There are no other women like you. You're a man.
Rounding out the cast with Hoffman and Pollack were semi-newcomers. Jessica Lange, who was making her comeback with Tootsie, with a Best Supporting win after the unsuccessful 1976 King Kong, and Gina Davis making her first feature film debut. Then there were comedians Terry Garr, who Hoffman evidently wanted to cast after loving her in Young Frankenstein, Dabney Coleman, Charles Durning, and Bill Murray, who improvised most of his lines as Hoffman's roommate.
What about this thing?
No, I don't have the right shoes for it. I hate the way the horizontal lines make me look too hippie, and it cuts me across the bust.
I think we're getting into a weird area here.
Tootsie picked up 10 Oscar nominations and an estimated $100 million domestically, making it the highest grossing comedy in Colombia's history, and falling just short of E.T. in the box offices that year. Thumbs up if you're a fan, and you can check out Tootsie and other movies from the list every Sunday on Sundance TV's 1001 Movies You Must Watch Before You Die. Subscribe to CineFix for more What to Watch Before You Die every Thursday. Follow me on Insta @MacWall and hashtag WhatToWatchBud to suggest more movies. Dancing up a storm. I'm an old lady and it's so much fun. And it's super weird and creepy to look like this. Yeah. That's it. That's all I had.